Do you want to put the split screen thing on already? So you're ready for it? Okay, split screen is there, so
What is that?
Yeah, you don't really love those posts, do you?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's from Ted, bro. I think it's Ted one. No, I haven't watched it. I might. Yeah, they're on Netflix, I was about to say. What? Who? No, I don't know. Dang, bro. That's crazy.
Okay, buddy, let me go up there. So.
I think I'll sit right here. Because I'm
Sorry, you ready? I'm going.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, good evening, friends. Good evening. So glad to have you here with us tonight. We are going to start out our evening with a word of prayer. Thank you, God, for this night that you've given us, where we get to honor our student leaders, adult volunteers, teacher sponsors, people that are so valuable to the ministry here at Youth for Christ. So we will pray and thank God for this opportunity, and then you're welcome to get in line and get some food, and we'll have this, share this meal together, have conversations around the table, and then we'll get into our program in just a few minutes. So let me pray for us, and then we will get started. Father, thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for the ministry of Campus Life and all the people that it takes for this ministry to happen. God, you know how precious and how valuable each person is, for our student leaders, to our teacher sponsors, to those volunteers that dedicate hours each week to be on campus. I thank you for each one. I pray that you would bless our time tonight as we get to recognize some of what they've been doing and what's been going on, and the way that you've been moving and working through the ministry of Campus Life. And we pray that you would bless this food. Thank you for those that have been working hard to put some delicious food on the table for us. We ask that you would bless conversations around the table and the evenings we share together. So your son's name we pray. Amen. All right, you guys are welcome to grab something. It's a buffet style, so we'll get started with the program as soon as you have a chance to eat.
They're so zoomed out. Dad, it was like way too zoomed out. I thought you were gonna stand closer. So like when it started, you look like an action figure. good show the drop.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm working. Yeah, the line went down.
extreme and utter honor to be serving as Campus Life Ministry Director for Youth for Christ Imperial Valley. This position is so rewarding just because I get to do cool stuff like this and interact with the students that we have here. So I just want to say welcome, students. You guys are at the end of your year, and it's another year done. And for some of the seniors in the room, like you're there. You finished school, or almost finished school. Almost, you still have a little bit more time. Almost done with school, and you're graduating and moving on to some new things. So we're excited for all of that. To teachers in the room, thank you so much for your hard work and dedication all throughout the year to educate our youth. To our adult volunteers in the room, you guys are really the driving force behind what we do at Campus Life and Youth for Christ. We love you guys so much. Thank you for all of you. And for our donors and guests, we're just so grateful for you guys to be able to be a part of tonight, hearing some stories. This year, we normally do our Campus Life Awards ceremony a little different in that we honor each student. But this year we're kind of moving away from some of the silliness that we do, which there's still room for silliness. But this year we're focusing more on stories because if you know Campus Life at all, then you know that how much we value the power of a story and just the work that God is doing in individuals' lives. And so we want to just kind of reflect on that from this year and be able to share all of that with other people who are on different campuses or people who don't get to be on campus with us. So we're so excited for tonight. And we're going to get straight into our awards for tonight. So we're going to do awards by school this year. So our first school that's going to be represented is Frank Wright Middle School. And tonight we have the Campus Life intern, Elsie Antonio, is here to present those awards. She's been doing some great work at Frank Wright this year, so give it up for Elsie.
So those of you that don't know, my name is Elsie Antonio. I've been intern for a year and a half, I believe. And I'm just so grateful to be part of this ministry. And I just want to give this award to the... Yes, thank you. The Rising Star Award for the student that was always consistent, that was always up for the challenge, that was encouraging our club, goes to Aggie Mincher. With Campus Life for her 7th and 8th grade year, and she's been really onto it, always asking questions. If I needed help, she would always be willing to help me. And as well as Connor Weeks, he also was winning an award, but he wasn't able to make it. He's been really out of his comfort zone. He used to be super shy, and this school year I feel like he's really been going out of his way and really standing out, passing out flyers, and just going out of his comfort zone and being able to be comfortable in telling his friends, to be there and to go and attend Campus Life. And so I'm just grateful for my student leaders at Frank Wright. And can you give it a round of applause again?
Thank you, Elsie. Can you please help me with my awards now? Cool. So this past year, I had the honor of being at several campuses, but specifically one of the campuses I got to be at was my alumni. Yeah. Woo! So these students just really blew me away this year. A lot of them are repeats from last year. We had a few new additions that kind of turned our club upside down in a great way. But I just really enjoyed being able to work with such an exceptional group of students. And I have to say, in the 9 years that I've been on campus working with student leaders, I've never had such an awesome group of student leaders who are just faithfully committed to their relationship with God on and off campus. And so it's my honor to be able to present you guys some awards tonight. So the first award that I'm going to be giving away is the Rising Star Award, and this goes to one of our student leaders who joined us a little late in the game, but he just really excelled in just being in front, doing the wrap-ups, our message portion of Campus Life, and being able to just share the gospel even with his friends. I would hear him having discussions with his friends, and just asking lots of questions in our student leadership meetings about God, about the Bible, and we got to have some really good fellowship in our student leader meetings. So this award, the Rising Star Award, goes to Caleb Galindo. The next award, Caleb, are you comfortable? Okay. He's always up front, like almost every other week, so he's used to it. So this next award is the Shooting Star Award, and this goes to just a student who excelled. And I've had the honor of working with this student since they were in 8th grade, and although in that time they grew taller than me, I've been so encouraged and blessed to be able to have just a deep that we're talking about God's word and just watching him grow in his faith from 8th grade, complaining about tent camping with us, to just being, such a rock star on campus. And anybody that knows this student knows that they are just really always talking about Jesus on campus. So this award, the Shooting Star Award, goes to Diego Valencia. Congratulations, Diego. All right, we're gonna keep going. All right, this next award is the Lunar Rover Award, and this goes to the student who is inviting friends to Campus Life. And this student I've recently gotten to know on a deeper level, but she's a little quiet at first, but you can tell that her faithfulness to Jesus is there, because every week she would show up with a friend or several friends to Campus Life. And so the Lunar Rover Award, hey, I was gonna play it cool and then you guys laughed. Lunar Rover Award goes to Jen Figueroa. Congratulations, Jen. All right. Okay, this next award is called the Extraterrestrial, and I made the joke that only students who are extra get this award, but this actually goes to the student who does stuff, but is like uses their creativity to problem solve. And at clubs, sometimes things get a little out of control, and you have there's kids running around and students are going crazy. And sometimes I get like, I don't know what I'm doing right now, buffering, my brain is on power save mode. And this student would always come up to me and be like, hey, Lena, what if we just do this? Like, it's simple. So the Extraterrestrial Award goes to my sidekick at IHS, Emery Johnson. Okay, this is one of our bigger student leadership teams, so sorry. But not sorry for you guys, because you guys are awesome. But okay, this next award is the Moonwalker Award. And this student particularly, he came to us mid-year as well, and not unfamiliar with Campus Life, came from a different school with Campus Life. And he comes up to me and he's like, Lena, I want to do the game, because all these people, they don't know how to do the game. Because a part of our student leadership training, we say you never say the word game when you're leading a game. So I've broken the deadly sin several times by saying it over and over again. But Armani, he every week would be like, I need to do the game where these people don't know how to do it. So sorry, you guys don't know how to do games, but Armani does. That's why he's getting the Moonwalker Award. Okay, we have two more, super fast. Scoot over. Where there's too many of us. Okay, this next award goes to a student who is very meticulous. He actually complained about me to my boss. He wrote a written complaint to me about how I didn't send the curriculum on time, which was a valid complaint. I didn't send the curriculum on time. So but this student every week would be like, Lena, I need to do the wrap-up. I want to do the wrap-up. And every week would have notes written out. Even though we have a set curriculum, he would always really study the verses that were in the Bible associated with that message. And he would write his own notes on top of that and just go really above and beyond in his studying of God's word in order to present it to his classmates. So that is why the Stellar Award goes to Josh Barra. All right, best for last. You guys are all the best, but I just have to say that because he's sitting right there all by himself at the table. All right, the Gravitational Pull Award goes to the student who is always encouraging the rest of the team, keeping them grounded. And this student, who already knows who they are, very early in the year was telling all the other kids, like, hey, how come you guys haven't been at student leader meetings? How come you guys haven't been doing this stuff? And he always would be calling out everybody, putting them in check, but in the best way, in a very loving way. You guys are awesome. You guys did your job, okay? But this particular student was always just wanting to make sure that everybody understood their role and helped, keep the team really together. So that's why the Gravitational Pull Award goes to Armani Palentone. Armani Amadeo. Why did I say that? Amadeo Palentone. Oh no, now I'm in trouble. Cool, this is the IHS student class. And we're gonna take a picture. Jeez. All right, give it up for IHS. Still me. I'm still here. All right, now you guys get to hear from someone else, which I know, finally. But we're going to move on to North End, and so we're going to have Caleb Dubronich from Westmoreland Campus Life come on up and share a little bit about what's happening out in Westmoreland. It took the long way over here. Oh, and Alex Noriega! Woo! Alex! Give it up for Alex! These two are a dynamic duo. Alex actually did all the lighting in here, which is amazing. We super love these guys, so give it up.
Alrighty, thank you. So I had the privilege this year of serving at Brawley High School and Westmoreland Middle School, which was a blessing because actually last year I was serving there as well. And immediately when I began at Westmoreland and at Brawley, it was a huge warm welcome and the students were amazing. And I was excited because the transition from Westmoreland Middle School over to Brawley High School, it's very smooth. It's like you build these relationships with the middle schoolers and you don't want to lose that. And luckily I get to do both. And so the Westmoreland Middle Schoolers who graduate to go to Brawley High School, I still get to continue to get to know them and build that relationship with them. And so it's been a tremendous blessing for me, and I know that they've enjoyed it as well. And so we have a couple awards that we're going to be giving out tonight. And the first one is going to be the Shooting Star Award. So this is a student who stood out from the rest, that just went above and beyond, was always asking how that they could help. And this is going to be from Westmoreland Middle School, so give it up for Melanie Rodriguez, the Shooting Star Award. Woo! All right, this next student wasn't able to make it tonight, unfortunately, but it's going to be Marie Mendez, and she was going to get the Rising Star Award. This is a student who would be a good potential leader for next year, and so she's in 8th grade, which means she'll be moving on to Brawley High School next year, but I truly believe she's going to be a great leader, and so we hope that she'll be still going to Campus Life, and hopefully that she'll be involved in that as a leader. Yes. And so this is live stream, so hopefully they'll be able to see this even though they're not here. The next award is going to be the UFO Award for a student that flies under the radar but is instrumental in behind the scenes club. And so this student is a little bit shy, but she's always asking again how that she can help and is always going out of her way to try and do whatever she can to make club better. And so this award goes to Jalen Kota. All right, and the last award from Westmoreland Middle School, unfortunately, this young man is also not able to be here, but this is the Gravitational Pull Award for a student that just kind of helps keep the rest of the team grounded and is always pulling others in and just is a joy to be around all together, and his name is going to be Christopher Rosiles. Yeah. And so we'll make sure that these students get their awards even though they weren't able to make it tonight. So now moving on to Brawley High School. This is going to be a special one. I love my Brawley students a lot. Love my Westmoreland students too. But anyways, so the first one for the Brawley Union High School award is actually, he's not able to be here either. Him and his brother are sick. But it's Aaron Guinness got the Rising Star Award. So give it up for Aaron. All right, this is a good one. The Shooting Star Award, a student that stands out from the rest. This student is particularly dear to my heart, and she has done just a phenomenal job this year. This is actually her first year out of public school, high school, and she just went above and beyond in everything that she did, always asking how she could serve more, what she could do. Always, whenever I would give her a new task to do, she would always do it with joy, and she would just do a phenomenal job. She put the time and effort into this club that was necessary, so give it up for Emma Walker, the Rising Star Award. So the brother of Aaron, Nathan Guinness, who also is sick and not able to be here, got the Lunar Rover Award. So this is a student who is consistently inviting others to club. He invited multiple different students to club throughout the year, and I was really proud of him for that. You know, for those of you who went to public school, you know it sometimes can be intimidating to share your faith with others or invite others to come to something like Campus Life, and he was always doing a good job of that. So Nathan Guinness for the Lunar Rover Award. Alrighty, this next student also was not able to be here tonight, but it's Ezekiel Cheatwood, and he got the UFO Award. This is a student, again, who kind of flies below the radar. If any of you know Ezekiel, he's a little bit shy, but he is always asking how he can help. He's always under the radar, doing things behind the scenes that no one really sees to kind of help keep the club going. And so Ezekiel Cheatwood got the UFO Award. All right, so for the Gravitational Pull Award, we got Mr. James Walker. And so James is somebody who just kind of, yeah, woo! So James is a young man who definitely helped keep the team together. He always has a good spirit and a good attitude. Every time he would be there at club and he'd be with us, he'd always just be so excited to be there, and he'd have a good attitude, and it rubs off on others, and people enjoy to be around him, and he has a way of just encouraging people to be there. And so thank you, James, for that. This next student was also not able to join us tonight, but it's Timothy Magana, and this is a student who wasn't afraid to put himself out there. He got the Moonwalker Award. And so this student, he also a little bit shy, but he ended up doing a lot of the messages throughout the year at Campus Life. Him and Emma were the main two that did the messages all year long. They kind of went back and forth, and Tim did an amazing job. This was my first year getting to meet him, and he really did a phenomenal job. So Tim for the Moonwalker Award. All right, and this last student for Brawley High School also was not able to be here tonight, but it is Henry Robles. Henry Robles is somebody who is very meticulous. I would always have him do the discussion questions for club, and he would always, which is like kind of the last part of what we do at club, and he would always come up to me right at the last minute and be like, is this really what it says? Is this the question? I'm like, yes, Henry, this is the question. And so Henry got the, sorry, my phone. Henry got the Stellar Award for students who are meticulous with details at prepping club. So give it up for Henry, even though he's not here. And even though he doesn't get an award, as far as I know, unless there's a surprise at the end, Mr. Alex Noriega over here. Yes, give it up for Alex. So, Alex really put himself out there this year. For those of you who don't know, Alex is not a big public speaking kind of guy, or really he likes to just kind of be behind the computer doing cool lights and stuff like that. But this year he was a tremendous help for me on campus, and he put himself out there both at Brawley High School and Westmoreland Middle School. So thank you, Alex. Appreciate you. But yeah, thank you. Give it up for Brawley High School and Westmoreland Middle School.
Thanks, Caleb, and congratulations to Brawley and Westmoreland. Woo! So we're going to take a little bit of a break from our awards, and we're going to go ahead and hear from a senior this year. And I asked Diego, you can come on up, Diego, but I asked Diego to come and share with you guys a little bit about how campus life has impacted you. And like I said, I've known Diego for a long time. I'm actually taller than you tonight. Wow. It's a miracle. Praise God. Just kidding. But yeah, so I've known Diego for a long time, and I asked him to come and share a little bit about how campus life impacted him, and also just give an encouragement, because Diego's a senior. He's leaving us. Sad. He actually got accepted into the Air Force Academy. So yeah. So we know Diego's off to big and bright things, but we wanted him to have a little word for the students here who are coming up still. So take it away, Diego.
Is it working? Perfect. Hello, thank you guys for coming out here today. I would just like to thank just campus life in general for allowing me to speak today. I'm very honored to just speak to such a great, amazing people, and just the student leaders this year. Just, you know, as much as I thought I would impact campus life, they've actually impacted me just as much with their leadership skills, and just with so many of them stepping up to the plate when it came to leadership. And when Lena told me about giving this speech, she told me yesterday, she's like, hey, I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about how campus life impacted you. I was actually writing an autobiography for one of my English classes, and I was looking through my autobiography, and I noticed really early that campus life, even though the club has impacted me throughout middle school and throughout high school, the people themselves have actually been a part of my life from the very beginning. And one person that was really just directed me through Christ my entire life was actually a person, my tia. Her name was my tia Valeria, that's what I call her. And she worked for YFC in her early 20s, and she was always taking me to different events. She introduced me to Lena, Victor, Pastor Jeremiah, and these people, it was so cool, because when I was younger, I didn't really know them, and I didn't really grow up religious, but I would see them, and they would honor this person named God, and they would talk about Jesus. And to come back later on in high school, where I started pursuing Jesus more and learning more about Christ, I get to still see them still serving, just even more, serving even at a higher capacity. And so I think that's just really awesome. And so beginning years of my life, YFC was really just a big part of my life. I remember going to a lot of fifth quarter events. Does anyone know what a fifth quarter event is? Fifth quarter? All fifth quarter event is, I believe it's the first football home game. After the first football home game, they host an event in the gym, and they have pizza, and they talk about Christ. Someone usually gives their testimony. That's where I first met this dude named John Bunda. He's an amazing dude. He's been serving for YFC for quite a while now. And so they just really began to impact my life at an early stage. Not so much campus life, but first the people from YFC that were later transferred to campus life. And so I went through life, and in middle school I heard about campus life, but I didn't get as involved as I did in high school. And so going into high school, I started attending campus life with some friends, because we just wanted to eat some pizza, but also because my tia Valeria kept telling me, you know, hey, go to campus life, get plugged in. It's just a good program to be a part of. And so my freshman year, I started to go to campus life, and campus life at the time was ran by Sharna Rizu and Perla. I don't remember her last name, but they were both very good leaders, and I really enjoyed going to campus life, not just because of the pizza, but because I actually felt like I was learning something, and I was able to just build community around me. And so sophomore year, obviously we had COVID, so I began to just go through Zoom links, and through Zoom, it was a little bit more different. We had more discussions, we had more questions, and we were isolated, so that gave me more time to kind of not have so much interaction with other people, but to dive more into my Bible and try to have interaction with God. And so junior year, I really had an opportunity to become a leader. And being a leader, when they asked me to be a leader, obviously, if you don't know, when you become a leader, you have to go through a training. And I don't exactly remember where exactly the training is at, but they teach you all these pointers, and it gave you a lot of information in a booklet, and you can be a little bit overwhelmed at times. I know I was a little bit overwhelmed when I was given the booklet about how to be a leader, because I didn't feel like I was qualified. I didn't feel like I knew what happened when I went up stage and I would talk in front of all these kids, some of my friends, and what they would think. But as time progressed, I got more comfortable, and I just started to lean into God and just put my faith in Him that He would lead me. And so one incredible aspect about campus life that I always talk about is, and I always see among young kids, is that they're always dictated by who they want to be, especially in high school. And especially nowadays, this is, I would say, the number one enemy, their phone. Social media. Social media tells them what to become, what they need to become. Some of them don't know who they are, and they go through social media, they go through different people and ask them, who am I? What do I want to become? And I think the beautiful thing about campus life is that it doesn't matter who they are, it doesn't matter what they want to become. We just give the same message, which is Jesus wants them how they are. And the most important thing is when they accept Jesus into their lives and they come as they are, Jesus will turn them into what they are meant to be. And so I just see all these young kids just, they come for the pizza, and they come for the pizza for maybe the first 2 weeks. And then later on, they start to come for the messages. And I remember there was a point where we were having a problem with kids who would sometimes come in, and they would just take pizza and then they would leave. And we were like, we don't really think that's, like, some kids weren't getting pizza that would actually stay. And so we started restricting the pizza till after the message was given. And there was actually a weird thing that happened, was that we were actually growing because of that, because kids were now forced to stay for the pizza, but they were impacted by the message, so they actually chose to stay on their own, whether they even got pizza or not, which I thought was awesome. And so it was just a matter of kids just coming to God and just coming to campus life and being able to be who they are, while at the same time learning that Jesus loves them, Jesus accepts them, and whatever spectrum they are on religion, whether they're atheists, whether they believe in multiple gods, we just tell them, hey, no matter what you are, Jesus loves you, and when you accept Him, He trains you into what you're meant to be. And so campus life taught me what I was meant to be. Campus life accepted me, and it's just been a part of my life, been a part of my life my entire life. And so what I would just say is campus life is not so much a club as it is a community. The people, you guys right here, you guys make campus life this amazing community that is just able to put Jesus at the forefront. And something my dad always told me was, when you're preaching the word or whenever you're talking about Jesus, just remember that everything's about Jesus, and eventually you will be forgotten, but the most important thing is that you preach the person that will be remembered forever. And so I see campus life as being, the student leaders, they're very humble, very just, I don't know how to say it, but they preach the word of Jesus and they focus on Jesus. And I think that's what makes campus life so successful. That it's not a matter of talking about ourselves or about giving this advice, but we're speaking God's word, and God's word will last forever. And so that's all I really have to say about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Diego. I'd shed a little tear in the back. The next person that we're going to be hearing from is Braden Butler. And you can give it up for Braden. Give it up for Braden. So about a year ago, right? Braden gives me a call, and he's like, I want to be a youth pastor. How can I do that? I was like, well, I don't know anything about that. But I do know that, we can give you an opportunity to serve within campus life. And Braden actually is a student. He just graduated last Tuesday, but he was homeschooled, so he kind of was in the unique position of being a little bit of a volunteer leader, but then still a student. So Braden today is going to be speaking on behalf of Hopeville High School and Pine School and all the stuff that he got to see this last year. So give it up for Braden.
Hey guys, so as Lena said, my name is Braden Butler. I'm fairly new to campus life, and so I don't know all the ins and outs, but I do know that it matters. There's something unique about campus life that happens when a bunch of random kids with a bunch of different backgrounds, with a bunch of different personalities, just come together in the same room and they hear something that's true. With all the noise going on around them, they see something that is real. And not just something that they believe is real, but is real yesterday, today, and forever. And so, as Lena said, I want to be a youth pastor. I'm still pushing for that. But I didn't realize until I started Campus Life that I actually can be a little. My brain isn't working, guys. I'm sorry. I sometimes have problems with talking in front of kids. And so I pulled up to Campus Life one day. I'm just like, I'm going to walk in there. I'm going to like own it. I'm going to tell these kids like, okay, Jesus loves you, little smack, smack, smack. And they're like, they're on with Christ for the rest of their life, all right? That's not how it worked out. I walked in. I'm just like, yeah. Y'all have a good day now. And so as time went on, I really found my confidence to be able to tell Christ in a way that, one, they understood, but two, they grasped, that changed them, that they can understand, they can see, oh, wait, Jesus is here with me, that can help me through middle school, through high school, through life. And so I was a part of both Pine and Pine School, which is the middle school, one of the middle schools, and the high school. And so I forgot to say this in the beginning, but unfortunately none of my kids are here. I wish they were here. I miss them. But my word. Give me like 5 seconds. So out at Pine, we had roughly about 30 kids, and it was funny because that number would fluctuate because we didn't necessarily have food, unfortunately, because there's like a mouse problem out there. And so there was the teacher in the room was like, no food, please. And I swear we only brought food like once, maybe twice. The mice are still there. But it was funny to see because as time went on, we had these kids come in, and it was just like, it was a main bulk of kids, and they just walk in, and most of the time they'd be running. And it's funny because they would like run through the door, they would open it, and all I hear is the PE teacher yelling at him, "No running over there!" And they're just like bolting through the door and like doing that cool little like stop with both their feet. It's like, okay, I'm not running anymore. But we had this bulk of kids, and they stayed throughout the whole year. Not because of the food. Not because they gained something physical out of it, but because they wanted to know more. You can see a driving passion in each and every one of them that went forward. A lot of these kids, I'm going to cry if they don't come back next year, but I believe they will because they truly want something out of it. And so that was really cool to see, and I pray that as they go on, that they can stay with Campus Life because I see them as such great student leaders. It's amazing. And I'm talking about 6th graders, guys. Like, if we can get them in 6th grade, we can have them for like 7 years. 6 years. 6, my bad. 5? Okay, 6. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. I've been out of school for like a week. And so, but moving on now. The high school was a little bit of a, not issue. It wasn't an issue. There was a couple road bumps. Walls. speed bump, something, I don't know. For one, we had one of our student leaders just kind of leave us mid-year. You know who you are. Okay, tell me I'm wrong. All right, you sold yourself out. So that was really sad, but we still got to see growth in the high school campus. We got to see kids come in, and we had a little bit left. We probably had around 10 kids normally, but the kids would come back, and they would just sit there, and just like the middle school, we didn't have food for a while, about 6 months, because you had to like sign a contract with the school that you get the student IDs to make sure that they eat nutritious stuff, and I don't know. Dylan handled that part. But we had these kids that would just come, and they learn, and they grow. And we had a couple student leaders. Again, unfortunately, they aren't here. But I got to see them grow, and I got to see what I could be. I started to pick up on little things that they liked. I got to pick up on little things that Dylan worked out. By the way, Dylan is like my boss, volunteer boss. I don't know what you would call it. He's the head, huh? Yeah, he's a site leader, yes. He's also like my best friend, closest buddy, and the most goofiest guy you'll ever meet in your life. Except for maybe Cameron. He's come close to beating that. I don't know if you're clapping for Dylan or Cameron. But as time went on, we got to see great things come of that, and I'm really glad I was able to be a part of that. I hope and I pray that I'm able to be a site leader this year and be able to change the lives of the kids in Hopeville, repping it all the way, green and gold forever. Thank you guys.
Good job, Braden. Thanks. I put Braden on the spot, so he did super good. I told him like 2 minutes ago, I was like, hey, you're going to go up there and you're going to talk because none of your kids came, which is fine because, you know, Hopeville, our friends in Hopeville, Dylan, who Braden was talking about, and some of our student leaders, they're all up at a family camp, so they had a good reason for not being here. So, yeah, shout out to Dylan again. But, yeah. Cool. So we're gonna keep going on with some more stories. So right now I am gonna bring up Victor Nuno, and Victor is our station director at 95.3 The Edge. Yes. But he also teaches at Valley Academy, and so I had the honor of being able to go out to Valley and help him out at Campus Life. We just started a club there 2 months ago, and it has a little bit of a unique challenges because not a traditional high school, which I'm sure Victor will share a little bit more about, but it's been really cool to engage with those students, and so I asked Victor, as the teacher sponsor of that class, to share from his perspective how Campus Life has impacted his school. So take it away, Victor.
Thank you, Lena. Gotcha. Hey, thank you guys. I'm going to be on. All right, so along with working at Youth for Christ for the last, I won't say how many years, running the radio station, I do get to work at alternative education. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Alt-Ed. Is anybody here, are you guys familiar with Alt-Ed? So Alt-Ed is our 3 campuses in the Valley. There's Del Rio Academy in Brawley, Valley Academy in El Centro, and Calexico Academy in Calexico. And this is like, kind of like a last chance, you know, like your last resort. Like if you get kicked out of Imperial High School, you'll go to Holbrook. If you get kicked out of Holbrook, then you'll come to us. So you can imagine just kind of the things going on campus there, right? So you don't know how excited I am already to see Campus Life come on to our our campus. We've been praying about it for a couple years, talking about it for about 2 years now, and trying to get it to work, and we got it to work. It's only been about 4 weeks, right? 5 weeks ago, we had our first meeting on campus life, trying to tell the kids about campus life, and they're like, what is that, you know? And you get to talk to them and really encourage them to come. Our first week, we had about 35 students show up, and which at Valley Academy in El Centro, right? We had about 35 students show up, and then it just kept growing, and kids started getting excited. And yeah, one of the student leaders mentioned, you know, showing up for pizza. Oh yeah, it was about half of them, right? More than half are showing up for the pizza, but they're showing up for the pizza, and they're getting the word. I remember the first time Isaac was there volunteering, and he gave his testimony. And afterwards, I saw 3 kids talking about it, or I heard 3 kids leaving the room talking about it. They weren't my students, but they were talking about it. And you know that they're already being impacted from day one. And I'm just super excited. Like I said, I've been there for 6 years now. Just to give you a little more insight about what we're going through on alternative education campuses. I've been there for 6 years. I personally have lost 6 students, whether it's suicide, overdose, stuff like that, right? I've lost 6 students already. So alternative education needs your prayers. We need student leaders. I'm not saying to get kicked out so you can purposefully go to Valley Academy. We need student leaders. We need Jesus on that campus. And I love the fact that when we got Campus Life on campus, our staff was so excited as well. It wasn't just me, you know, I know there's other Christians. The staff on campus was so excited. So just encouragement for all you student leaders, keep doing what you do, because there's students on your campus that are going through the same things, right? And then for all you staff and adults and leaders, volunteers, just keep praying for Alt Ed and all the campuses around the Valley. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. It's been so cool to see the kids at Valley Academy and just being able to share. I got to share my story there a couple weeks ago, and my story is one of teenage heartbreak and body image issues, and I'm sitting there looking at kids that I've been told are, you know, major gang-affiliated students, and they're just like, mouths are dropping. And I knew that they weren't inspired by anything that I had to say, but just by what God had done in my life. And so it's been such a beautiful thing to know, like, even, you know, my story of little junior high school Lena is impactful, and that God has been able to use that. But yeah, and we've had some really great moments with some students. And yesterday when I was there, we had our last Campus Life Club. We left, and Victor was sharing with me that there's a student, David, who always sits right in front, that he asks about Campus Life every week, and that he's just like, is Lena coming back? Is Campus Life going to be here? Are the leaders coming back? I want to see them. And so it's just been really cool to be out there. It's a different environment. And so, yeah, like Victor said, we definitely could use your prayers out there. And on all of our campuses, there's struggle and hurdles that we have to overcome. And so continue to lift up these students in your prayers, and pray for one another, encourage one another to the students in their room. We're going to move back into our awards. So right now I'm really excited to bring up another volunteer. So this volunteer, I've gotten to see grow so much in this last year. Last year, Cameron and I helped this leader. It was Fernie. Come on up, Fernie. Last year, we got to help Fernie. Can I embarrass you a little bit? I'm going to embarrass you a little bit. Fernie helped us out at Southwest last year, and Cameron couldn't be at a club one day because he had another engagement, and I was late. I'm sorry. And I told him, it's okay, just go, and the banner, just ask the teacher for the banner, put it up, and just hand out pizza, and then I'll be there. I'm already walking on campus, I'll be there. And I walk in, and Fernie's standing there with the box of pizza, just clenching it, and a girl walks up to him with a plate, and she's like, can I have a slice? Is that okay? And this year, Fernie, I got to help him at Central this year, and just seeing how much you've grown, Fernie, I'm just very amazed at you, and seeing how you've led that club, with the help of Carissa, but mostly by yourself, and we're just so, Cameron and I are very proud, right, Cameron? So give it up for Fernie and Central Campus Life.
All right. Hello, everyone. Well, there was actually many situations where they put me in that position where I had to be like, oh, really? At a certain point, Lena would text me in the morning for Campus Life and be like, I already know. You don't have to tell me. I know I'll be by myself today. It's okay. But I got used to it, and through that, I was actually able to grow. As a site leader, I was able to not so much depend on them so much, because that's what I would do when I was at Southwest. I'd be like, hey, you guys, I need your help. But now it turned into something else, and it allowed me to really be with our students, and I just appreciate them so much and all the work that they do. It's honestly weighing off my shoulders sometimes, but they were just always so on it, where I didn't have to worry. I would show up on a Thursday, and I just know that they have it right down to the T. So I just I have some awards for my students, and the first award is actually, I don't think he's here, sadly, but it's the UFO award, and it's students that fly under the radar and are instrumental in the behind the scenes of the club. And this one actually goes to Adriel. Yeah, Adriel. He actually showed up later on in the year, and he was so cool. He was so cool to see work in action, because we would just be like, Adriel, can you do the discussion questions? He'd be like, yeah, sure. All right, cool. And then he would show up on Thursday. Am I ready to do the questions? I'm like, hold on. We still got to do the game, but we can't say game. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. But Adriel, yeah, he was so cool, and he always just brought the hype, and he would just ask those questions so honestly, and we would get some really deep, heavy answers, so that was always awesome. So that award goes to Adriel. Our next award is the Hyperdrive Award. And I think I named that award. I named that award because this person was super hyper, always show up so excited, always well prepared for our wrap-ups where we give like the little messages. And this one goes to Nadia Cano. And she's also not here today, but it was awesome to work with her. She was always so ready, so hyped to just be there, so excited. And so I'm just glad to be able to present that award for her. And our last award, let me pull this up real quick, is the Shooting Star Award. Students that stand out from the rest. Now this next student is one of Cameron and I's students, and she is awesome, just the way I've been, cool, I'm sorry, I'm just proud of her. I've been able to see her grow, and going to these schools is so hard. Like, even us leaders, we get, like, sometimes we're like, oh man, we walk by these students, we hear the conversations that they have, and it's just insane what's coming out, And so this student to stand so strong in her faith in this school, in this situation, is just so awesome. So this next award goes to Vidi, and she actually is here, so Vidi, come up, grab your award. Yeah. Vidi. But yeah, so we're gonna take a picture. Not while we're crying. Yeah. Another thing about Vidi, she was also the other one who would do the wrap-up, and it was always so phenomenal to watch her just teach and give that word. Like, she would make her own notes. Sometimes she would rewrite the whole thing or change it from one lunch to the other, and like, it was just so awesome. I'm so proud of you, Vidi. Keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome. I'm excited to see you next year. So that's my spiel. Enough of me. Thank you.
Nice. I actually forgot who's going next. Who's next? Cameron! I forgot Cameron. Okay, it came to me. Thanks, Elsie. It came to me through Elsie. Okay. So Cameron, come on up, Cameron. And Lauren, where's Lauren? We need Lauren too. Cameron, how long have you done campus life for?
Well, I was born at a very young age, and I started campus life right away.
How long have you been volunteering with campus life?
Oh, volunteering. Man, I don't know, actually. It's 2008. Was it 13 or 2016 was when I started, I think. So since then, 7 years. 7 years.
7 years. Cameron, yeah. Cameron is my longest volunteer that I've had. And we're also related. So he married my sister, which is good. But and then we have Lauren. Lauren! Come over here, Lauren. So I have just had the privilege of seeing this truly dynamic duo of grow at Southwest and got to help them out a few times. It was really cool because Cameron has the passion and the fire, and Lauren is really good at redirecting weird questions from students.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, and it's just been really cool to see Lauren really come out of her shell and be a little bit more out there with the students and stuff. And Cameron, yeah, you don't. I don't need to say anything else.
There we go. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Lena. Lauren and I are very excited for these awards. You guys, a lot of you guys know a lot of what's been going on Southwest campus, but the wonderful, beautiful thing is we have such an awesome student leadership team, and we have really seen the light of Christ breaking forth in powerful ways. I'd love to talk to you about what's even been happening just our last week there on campus. It was truly amazing stuff. But we are here to honor some really fantastic, awesome students, and I think we have a really special student leadership team. They are just so hardworking. Most of our student leadership team is seniors, and they, with everything going on, you guys know what goes on senior year, they just always went above and beyond. So anyways, let's jump right on into it. This first award, this young lady, super awesome, can I just say. She knew how to get people to participate. During discussion questions, if no one was participating, she's like, you, right there, red sweater, answer this question. And they were like, oh, and they didn't feel uncomfortable. They would jump right in. The award is the Extraterrestrial Award. This is typically given for creativity that is just simply out of this world. And she did have a lot of creativity, not just in her outfits, but the ways that she would get people to participate was truly awesome. She is just really extra in every best possible way. Miss Mia Underwood, please come on up here and get your award. Very proud of you, Mia. This next award is going to be the Moonwalker Award. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you, young student, come up here doing the moonwalk. But this award is for students who are unafraid to put themselves out there. And this young man, he came in about a little more than halfway into the year, and he is just a natural. I'm so excited to be working with him next year. He is awesome. He knows how to just go out there, put himself out there. And it wasn't in a disingenuous way. He was just very genuine, loving person. He would get people to participate. He would put himself out there, was very loving and warm and caring. And I'm very excited to give the Moonwalker Award to Olean Underwood. Come on up here. Congratulations. You may have noticed the last names are the same for me and Olean. They are actually brother and sister, so very cool. But I know, shocker. This last award for Southwest High School, the Shooting Star Award, students that stand out from the rest. This young lady, I have a very special relationship with her. I've had her in my youth group since junior high, and it has been so awesome to be on campus and watch her delivering powerful messages straight out of God's Word and really going out there, being bold, being caring, being warm. And so I am just very, very honored and excited to give this last award, the Shooting Star Award, to Miss Melanie Tovar. We're so proud of all of our students here. Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations to the Southwest students. All right, our final club, we have to go further down. We've kind of been doing, I don't know if you noticed, by region. This year, this is we got the opportunity to start a club in Calexico High School, which is a product of many years of prayer and looking for volunteers. And who knew the Lord was going to put the perfect person right on staff and orchestrate the perfect timing, but he did. So we have Elsie Antonio, who's going to come up and give the awards for Calexico.
Not yet. Not yet. It's okay. So yes, as you heard, it's our first year at Calexico after many, I assume even before I was on staff. YFC has been trying to get on campus in Calexico, and so I'm really honored and grateful to be present and being able to have that ability, and also just the gift of being able to also communicate with them, because bilingual. So it's really cool. I got really used to just speaking English, and so being able to have Spanish speakers and, you know, my hometown language, like, it was really awesome to just, you know, have that more like intimate relationship with communicating with each other. And so I'm just super blessed to have the future student leaders, because we did start super late into the school year. We only had like 3 months, and so it was really difficult to really have them start on right away. But these two students did really awesome in just wanting to engage and wanting to be able to participate and encourage others to be part of campus life in Calexico, and just spreading the word with their friends and their teachers, and even the teacher sponsors. They couldn't make it, but they were really happy and amazed that how much campus life has been growing, even in Calexico. First week, I was expecting like 3 kids. For both lunches, we had both classrooms full, like completely. And it's about like 30 to 40 desks, yes. So I'm super grateful to be able to see the consistency. Within the first day that we started till the last day, we had a lot of students really upset that, you know, the school year was over for campus life. And so a lot of them were seniors, and a lot of them were like, oh, I wish we could have started earlier. I would have been able to be a student leader and all these things. And just to finish off a few things, I had them hand out an index card to me, giving me their insight of what their impact and what their intake was about campus life. A lot of them really expressed of how much they felt comfortable in being able to express their feelings within that time, and a lot of them weren't believers. And so I thank God for being able to reach, you know, these many students to Calexico. And so now I want to, of course it's up there. Sorry, I didn't know it was up there yet. I want to welcome Noel for the UFO Award. He has been super awesome. He has been super awesome in encouraging his fellow students, his classmates. He wasn't, most of the time, whenever he couldn't make it, he would be like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to go, but I'm gonna go to first lunch. So his lunch is on second lunch, not first lunch. So he would be like, I'm gonna go in the first lunch so I can be able to participate. So he was always there no matter what, with the permission of his teachers, of course. But he's been really outstanding in that, and I'm looking forward to having him as a student leader next year. And for the next award goes to, for the Gravitational Pull Award, to Natalie. Natalie, come on up. She has been really attentive and being present, of just being, you know, hey, do you need anything? Do you need help? How can I advertise? How can I promote? Is there anything I could do for next year? Because again, like, we started super late, so they were both super awesome in wanting to be onto it, on top of it, asking each other, or us, the leaders, and being able to be present with campus life and more involved in encouraging it to their school and their youth group as well. And I also want to give thanks to Aaron for helping me out. Clap it up for Aaron. So I kind of stole him from Central. Sorry, guys. He was at Central, and so as many of you know, usually the students are the ones that run it. But because we didn't start with any students, he helped me out. First day, I was like, or first 2 days, I was like, hey, can you start the game? He's like, I've never done the game. I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna do it. He did it, super great. Then I started with wrap up, and just, he really got out of his comfort zone. He did really awesome, and I'm just super grateful to have him on my team and for these kids. And clap it up for Calexico again. Thank you. Thank you.
At this time, we're gonna honor some of our seniors. I know, it's so sad. I always get sad when kids graduate. It's good. They're going into adulthood. And some of them will be returning as volunteers next year. That's so awesome, guys. So can we have, Elsie, can you help me with the books? The class of 2023, Diego Valencia, Chris Figueroa, where are you, Chris? Melanie Tovar. You can put the names on the screen because then I can remember them. Melanie Tovar. Chris Figueroa, come on up. Mia Underwood. Emma Walker. Timothy Magana, not here, sad. Adriana, Winona, all of them, they couldn't be here tonight. But give it up for these seniors, guys. I have to say, of just the time that I've had with Campus Life, I've said it over and over again tonight, this is an exceptional group of students. But these seniors, there is some strong speakers, some powerful preachers over here. Do not underestimate these guys as they grow up and go out into the workforce. I foresee some ministry people over here and just some people who are going to be strongly sharing the gospel no matter what they do. And so give it up one more time for the class of 2023. All right, you guys can be seated. And we gave you guys a Daily Truth book, which is a reference guide for any problem, anytime life throws you some struggles, as it does, especially in young adulthood. If you're feeling overwhelmed or maybe lonely as you're away at college or whatever, just open that book and it'll give you a bunch of verses and you can open your Bibles and dig through God's Word. And that's our prayer for you guys, is just that you would be grounded in God's Word as you grow and go out into the world. So. At this time, we're going to give away some more of our prestigious awards. We have several awards that we're going to be giving away today. And our first award is going to be, Elsie, can you take my phone? Sorry. Our first award is going to be the Teacher Sponsor Award. And so this is a new award. Every year we give away an award to different, we have Volunteer of the Year, Student Leader, a club that rocked it. And we're going to be giving away the Teacher Sponsor Award today. And so it has been my pleasure to get to know this teacher specifically and work with them and just see how encouraging they've been with the students. During our discussion time, sometimes it can be awkward, and we'll have a student who asks a question and nobody answers, and the teacher will shout just a gentle encouragement from the back and be like, what about this? And it gets conversations going. And I've just gotten to know this teacher personally and been really blessed by the wisdom that they have and seeing just the greater impact that they have on the students that they work with. Even kids who are not connected with Campus Life know that this teacher is a believer and that they can go to them in their time of need. And so the Teacher Sponsor of the Year award goes to Pedro Quintanilla from Imperial High School. Give it up for Mr. Q. We gotta say, bam. That's his catchphrase, bam.
Well, thank you very much for the invite, Lena and Youth for Christ. It's been a blessing to see students just grow in strides. Some of the seniors, especially Diego, I've known him since he was in middle school. And even though he didn't go into detail in how much he grew, seeing it from the perspective of mine, I can tell you how this club just impacts kids on campus. So those of you that are part of it, from students, thank you very much, to parents, sponsors, and all the adults that are behind the scenes that make this club work. It's something that's going to be a blessing for life. And to the students, I just want to say thank you very much for letting me be part of the club. My doors are always open for anyone before and during lunch and after school. Everybody knows that. And of course, if you have math questions, you know where to go. Call me. YouTube channel 23 Mr. Q. Look for it. But other than that, I mean, thank you very much. Thank the Lord. And like always, guys, go with him in mind and your heart, and keep Colossians 3:23 in your heart. Do all things unto him, anywhere you go, and you'll find success everywhere you go. Thank you very much for this award.
Thank you, Mr. Q. All right, this next award is the Club That Rocked It Award, and this is one of my favorite awards because it just really, I think, all of our students, you guys are all doing an exceptional job on campus, but this award goes to a club that just really was dedicated and committed to campus life, sharing the gospel with their friends, and just really goes above and beyond the mission of campus life. And so this year, this award is going to a club that is a small student leadership team. Just a few student leaders on this student leadership team. But these student leaders are not your regular student leaders. These guys are crazy. On the first week of club, they were telling me, they're like, oh, they had first lunch, right? And then after first lunch, they were like, you don't have any student leaders in second lunch, right? Well, we'll just tell our teachers that we have to do campus life. And so we're gonna go to second lunch. And I was like, guys, you can't miss class. Like, you have to be in school and go to your classes. But they got permission from their teachers to, unless there was a test or some assignment, to miss half of class every week on Thursdays to come and be a part of campus life, so that they can faithfully tell their friends about Jesus. And not only that, but they constantly were texting the leaders of this club just over and over again saying, like, when are you gonna send the curriculum? And they would be there early and be set up, and they would be ready to pass out flyers and everything when we'd walk on campus. And so I was just really honored to be able to see these guys in actions, and I'm even more honored to be able to present the Club That Rocked It Award to Central Campus Life. Come on up, Biddy and Fernie. Biddy, come up. This is your award. So this can be displayed in the trophy case at your school to let all the people at your school know how awesome campus life is and that you rocked it this year. Thank you, guys. I lost my helper. All right. This next award also just gives me great pleasure to be able to honor this person. I'm going to cry. To honor this person. So this is the Volunteer of the Year award. And I just have to say, the volunteer that is getting this award has been a tremendous blessing to my life, has sat with me
in really hard times of ministry, has prayed faithfully with me, has encouraged me in my home, and just has really impacted me as an individual, and is more than deserving of this award. Sorry. The Volunteer of the Year, as the Campus Life Ministry Director, I get to work hands-on and individually with volunteers. I train them, I recruit them, I get to sit with them in ministry, hear their struggles, share in victories, and this volunteer has been with us for many years. And like I said, has just been a really good friend and also family. But it's not nepotism, I promise. And then I also just, the last thing I want to say about this person is that they, over the time that they've been with Campus Life, I think have always loved Campus Life and the mission, but really struggled to figure out how to place that in their ministry and how it relates to their church context. And just in the last 2 years, I've just seen them really capture vision for what we do at Campus Life, and has just really made Campus Life a focal point in their youth group, and been able to not just impact the lives of students on campus, but bring those students, fulfilling the mission and being a bridge, and bringing those kids back to their youth group. So the Volunteer of the Year award goes to Cameron Colas.
Wow, I didn't expect this. But yeah, Lena's absolutely right. Campus Life has been a huge blessing to our youth group, and I feel so honored to be a part of a ministry that is just growing. And I saw the hit that COVID did to a lot of our schools, and Campus Life has just been so faithful on campus. And honestly, I feel so honored just to be able to be a part of this ministry. So thank you guys so much for the support that you give them, and I feel so honored to be able to do the little I can. Thank you.
I have one more story to tell about Cameron. So this week we got to do some lunchtime activity clubs, and it was 100 degrees out during lunchtime, and Cameron was out at Southwest by himself on Tuesday because I had to speak at another engagement, and he led games and did stuff out there in the quad all by himself, handed out prizes, and was drenched in sweat, and then came back the next day on Tuesday to do it all over again with the help of Fernie and I, which we didn't really do anything, it was all Cameron. But then yesterday I asked him just about how he thought this week went, and then he tells me that one of the students from club, not a student leader, a student who attends club, gave him and Lauren some cookies that they had gotten, and the security team at Southwest was so blown away by that because they had never seen a student. They made their dad come and drop them off so that they could be fresh for Cameron and Lauren, and they said that they had never seen a volunteer team from any organization ever receive that kind of interaction. And I think that really spoke volumes to the impact that not only Cameron and Lauren have had, Cameron has had at this club, but also just to the security team that they were able to see the impact of the gospel as well. So very proud of you. One more. All right, at this time, we're gonna have Jeremiah Vick come up to present the Baker Award. Give it up for Jeremiah.
Man, this has been good so far, hasn't it? Some of these stories I'm hearing for the first time. I knew we were going to hear some testimonies, some stories about things that have been going on campus, and we get to share things in our staff meetings, but I don't get to hear all of the stories. I don't get to be there at the site leader meetings when you guys are gathering and get to share about the kids that turn the corner and kids that just do amazing things as student leaders. And so it's been exciting getting to hear some of this stuff for the first time. So I hope that this has been good for you as well. Well, at this time, I want to present an award that is the most prestigious award that we do as a ministry. And even before Campus Life was on very many campuses. We were really only on 1 or 2 campuses when this award when this award was established. And I want to say a few words before we get into the presentation of the award, but this award is the Baker Award. And I want to ask Lyndon Kelly Baker if you'll come up and join us up front here. Linda and Kelly are great friends of Youth for Christ. They have been a part of our ministry for, gosh, you guys have been a part of the Youth for Christ family for over 25 years. It's just amazing how they've always come and joined us and been a part of our ceremony as we honor student leaders. And as I mentioned, this is the most prestigious award that Youth for Christ hands out each year. And this award goes to a student who really goes above and beyond in the way that they serve on campus as a student leader, but then the testimony that they have in their home and in the community is outstanding. And so over the years, I love walking out of my office and seeing the plaque on the wall with the list of all these students over the years that have won this award. And this award is in honor of the Baker children who lost their lives. Chris and Renee Baker lost their lives when campus life was in its infancy, just had started out, and they were student leaders out at Brawley High School, and they did a phenomenal job as student leaders there, and really were instrumental in launching campus life here in the Imperial Valley. They did much more than that, though. Chris and Renee were not only great student leaders at that club, but they also, as they began to grow in their relationship with Christ, they brought Jesus home to their parents. And if it hadn't been for Chris and Renee giving their hearts to Jesus in campus life, then Linda and Kelly probably would not know Jesus today. And so it's just amazing that these two young students, as they serve the Lord and as they made a difference on their school campus, that this has had an incredible, think of the ripple effect and how many hundreds upon hundreds of students have heard the gospel through campus life ever since its launch in the late 90s. And so, yes, it is thousands of students.
You're just talking to people that sit in the room. My turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and my wife too. Jeremiah, campus life is so faithful to us. 25 years, I think we've been here the longest. I believe we were here before you, and I know that you've been here the longest. But the reason why I love to come, and this is from my heart, is because I like to see God's glory. And I've got to see it 25 times. And I'm looking at it right now. The work that comes from his hands to shape and mold the future soldiers that are going to have to go out there to battle that which is going to come against them, and them wanting to spread his love and hope and joy and peace and strength and wisdom and knowledge and everything that's good under the sun. You guys are on the right track. It costs you nothing, and you can give it to everybody, and you can give it as much as you want, and there'll be more there the next day to give them more. My number one topic is prayer. I don't know if any of you were here last year, but I think I gave a challenge, and I was just wondering if anybody woke up in the middle of the night and had to get down on their knees. No? Well, when you get that calling, you get up, 2 in the morning, you get down on your knees. Somebody needs your help, okay? You may not know them, or you may see it on the way to work or on the way to school, or read about it in the paper. But don't let that opportunity bypass you. God's going to call on you. If you're a prayer warrior, if you believe in prayer and you know that prayer works, and the more you pray, the more you're obedient, the more you open your eyes looking for the results, the more you'll see and the more confirmation you'll get. prayer is the strongest thing out there when you're talking to God. You know, your friend can't help you. Sometimes your mom and dad can't help you, but I guarantee you God can help you. And we've been made that promise through His Son, the sacrifice He made. Me and my wife have made a sacrifice, but through that sacrifice, I've got peace in my heart. I know where they're at, and they might even be up high on the list. But the best part is knowing all the lives that they've touched, and the hope that those lives continue to touch other lives and continue to touch other lives. And if one person can touch 5, and those 5 can touch 5, and those 25 can touch 5, and it's been 25 years, thousands of people that have the hope and that carry the peace in their heart and the joy and have the strength to where, like me and my wife, we weren't knocked to our knees. We were laid out on our backs. We got up. He carried us for quite a while. I think he carried me longer. I had a daily suicide thought in my head for over a year, every minute of every day. And next thing you know, it was gone. What do I have to live for now? But 6 months, 2 years, was it 2 years? You know, she was pregnant again, so back to work. And I had him with me, and I walked with him, and he carried me. He explained things to me. Like I said, I've seen the work from his hands. I've heard his voice. I love him. I thank him for everything. He's got a reason for everything he does, and you'll never understand it. And when you get to heaven, it won't matter. So if you live upon those things, like I said, just do your best you can, and go out there and save lives, guys. Save lives, especially today. You heard them, suicides, overdoses. It's getting worse and worse, and I don't understand it. And if the parents that may not be able to be there because they're struggling and having to work 2 or 3 jobs to feed and to pay for housing and stuff like that for you guys, they're going to need it from somebody. And if you've got it and you ask God for the strength and the power and the words and pray on it, ask Him for the words to touch that person that you know needs help. And then listen, and then follow His lead. Those are the hard things to do, to listen and follow His lead. And they say be careful what you pray for. It's not a matter of being careful what you pray for. It's a matter of accepting the way God needs to get it done. And it may not be easy, it may hurt. But I'll tell you one thing you do need to be careful of is to give them better instructions when you get a haircut.
Man, I just appreciate Lynn and Kelly so much. You guys, I love you guys, and you guys are part of the YFC family, and it's so good to get to spend time with you guys. Once a year. It should be more than that, right? But we know for sure we're going to see each other once a year, and you have the honor of giving the Baker Award out this year, and it's really exciting. I'm going to actually invite Caleb to come up, because Caleb is the one that is going to be handing out the Baker Award, and so we'll hear who the recipient is, and they get to come up and shake hands with this wonderful couple here. So,
alrighty. So as Jeremiah has already said, this is the most prestigious award that Campus Life gives out. And so this award goes to a student who went just above and beyond in every area, and this student truly deserves it. This particular student, I have gotten the privilege of getting to know this last year. I met her this last year, and I have just seen her grow tremendously. And as I begin to talk, I'm supposed to kind of like keep it a secret and build it up, but it'll be given away pretty quickly here, because this particular student, as I already mentioned earlier, this was her first year at public school, and she is a senior. And so put yourself in her shoes for a minute. Imagine never having been to a public school in your life, and now for the first time as a senior, you're thrown into a public school, and she loves the Lord. I've seen it in her. I've seen a passion that she has for God and for the lost and for his people, and she showed up to this public school, and she just gave it her all year long. She was out there hustling. She was always asking, like, can we go hand out flyers to more students? Can I do this? Can I do that? And every time I'd ask her if she could do the wrap-up, which is like the message portion, she would prepare. She would write down like note cards, and she would just, like, she was prepared. She enjoyed doing it. She enjoyed serving the Lord, and she gave it all that she had, and she truly deserves this award. So the Baker Award this year goes to Emma Walker.
Thank you, Emma, for representing Jesus so well, and Brawley High School, Awesome. I know that's even extra special for Linda and Kelly to hear that God is moving and alive in Brawley and that campus, and it takes students like Emma to make sure that God's presence is there on campus. So thank you so much. We get a picture? Awesome. Yeah. Well, again, you guys, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight, for being a part of our program. I didn't know if you had any closing words, Lena, or I want to make sure. Okay, very cool. Well, I just want to say, again, thank you so much. It's been my privilege. We said 25 years that Campus Life has been around. Actually, Youth for Christ has been around almost 30 years. Campus Life came along a little bit after Youth for Christ started, where we started getting active on campus. But we're going to be celebrating our 30th anniversary this coming January. And it's just exciting to know that God has been moving and God has been doing incredible things in the lives of teens on public school campuses of all places. Isn't that amazing that we're able to go onto a public school campus and bring the light of Jesus there? And it's not even so much about us as staff and as volunteers going onto this campus, but you students that we had a chance to honor tonight, you truly are the ones that bear the light of Jesus. You're there, it's your turf, they're your peers, they're your classmates, they're your teachers that you have a testimony before. And so again and again, time after time, I'm just impressed and amazed at the way you show Jesus, the way you shine Jesus on your campus. And so thank you so much for being with us. I'm going to have Lena come up and say one last thing, but thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thanks, Jeremiah. Well, we couldn't do Campus Life without, obviously, Jeremiah's fearless leadership. Thank you so much for all that you do for the ministry, Jeremiah. And the rest of our staff, Victor out there doing the sound for us, making everyone sound good. Thank you. I just want to shout out to our volunteer, Alex, for helping with the lighting, making this place look awesome. And we also just want to give it up for Jill. Woo, Jill! Jill makes all the delicious food and makes sure that everybody gets paid, which I appreciate both of those things. And also there's Jell-O after. So if you guys want Jell-O, make sure you grab some Jell-O. And we just thank you so much to all of you guys for your hard work. Give it up one more time for the students. You guys are amazing. We love you guys so much. Hey, listen, I'm going to be over at the photo booth, and I would love to get some pictures with you guys. So we'll see you guys there. Congratulations, class of 2023. And for those of you guys who are middle school and still in high school, we'll see you in the fall. Yeah.